Merci.
Animals.
Nice seeing you. So my name is Jose, and I'll be your tour, but I'm the owner here. So the tour, the way, because we receive visitors like you for visiting the farm, and what we do is that we bring you to see the herd, because you came from that way. You did not see the bison yet. But we're not going inside the field. We'll stay around it, and with some grain, we'll try to bring them to us. And last Sunday was our open house. We had over 3,500 people in one day. It was really a big day. So at the end, they were fed up with the grain, so they weren't coming. So I think today is going to be okay. And we'll show you exactly my domestic bison, Buffy. She's a 5 years old female that I domesticate, so it's really fun. It's only me that can go as close, but it's fun also for people to see. You'll be able to touch her, because you know, bison, it's wild animals. We don't domesticate them. She was born in Calgary, and her mother died when she get birth, and she picked up the little baby and fed it, so that's why she's domesticated. But it's really not the same as those in the field. So we'll go in a ride to go see them, but just to put you in our little story is that me and my husband, we come from Montreal. We're really people living in a big city, but wanted to come to live in the country for a lifestyle, for raising our kids. So we came here in Rawdon in '85, and it's in '92 that we bought this farm. This farm was an abandoned farm when we bought it, and it's 400 acres, so it's big. Half wood, half agriculture, but when we bought it, it has been 18, 19 years with no activity. So we had a lot of things to do, and so we decided after 2 years, in '94, to buy our first bison. And the question is, how come? Why? So we just wanted to have something that doesn't need, you know, the dairy farm. They need to, I'm not sure of the term in English, but you know, get the milk milking every morning, every night. So we were working, because we bought it because we were working, both of us, in Montreal, because we did not gain any lottery or other things. So we started one step at a time. So we bought our first 3 bison, because then they don't need to be inside the barn. It's wild animal, and all the history around the bison, it's really interesting. You know, they're living here since 5,000 years in North America, and they passed the Bering near Alaska, the Bering
Bering Strait. The Bering Strait.
The Bering Strait. They passed by that and come to live here in North America. And at one point, there were 50 million bison living here. So, and with the white man coming in North America, the United States, to develop and they were living. The bison was the feeding of all les Amérindiens, sorry,
Aborigines.
Yeah, the Indians, and they wanted to push the Indian up north. So they said, if we exterminate the bison, Indians will leave the country. So they start to kill bison just to exterminate them, to push the Indian up. So that was really sad. And 100 years ago, 1898, 1899, they said that the herd of bison in North America was in between 700 to 900 head. So it was like a massacre. So they started to keep them in pen, in zoo. And now the bison is safe now because of farm like us that keeping them. And no, it's not nearly extinction, but it's not as lot as they were in the past. So that was motivating us of raising bison, and it was really fun knowing, you know, it's like a big family. They're living in a herd, so it's fun. So I'll try to put you in that.
How many do you have?
But we have around 120 bison here, and we're selling only here at the farm. Our market is a direct market, and we have our own butchery here that we have to slaughter them in a certified place. And after the certification, the slaughter, they coming back here at the farm, and we cut it and selling directly here. And we market around 50 to 80 bison a year. So it's not bad. So we're working hard to have that contact, because if you go often in restaurant or in grocery store, they sell bison, but it's not coming from Quebec farm. They're coming from west part of Canada. So the marketing is difficult. So I was at one point president of the Bison Quebec Association. So in 7 years, I made myself time to be at that head of the Bison Quebec Association, and I was also a director for the Canadian Bison Association. So I tried to develop our market, and after it's been 5 years, I left that position to be full-time here at the farm. So it's a family. We have three children, 16, 19, and I have an older daughter that's 24. And they all work in different parts on the farm, working for my website, my marketing. My son, who's 19, he's studying agriculture. So I think we'll have perhaps something, perhaps he's going to be a partner with us in about a year or so. And our 16-year son, he's doing the maintenance, the grass and helping us. He doesn't want to go working outside, so it's fun. So it's a big, a nice family, and their boyfriend and girlfriend are also giving us a hand in managing all that. So it's fun.
So on the weekend here you have tours for the people that
so what we do is we make reservation. We can go up to a bus, 50 or 55, I don't know exactly. But what we do, like example, if it's a bus that we're receiving, we're doing a little accueil, a little speech before, and after that we split the group in two. 50% is going to see the bison, and another 50% is staying with me at my little boutique. My boutique is not very big, but it can manage 25 person, and when the weather's nice, we're doing it outside. The little speech and taste and explain, because it's, you know, it's one thing raising them, but you have to sell what you produce. In agriculture, it's not very complicated, but you have to sell. So we're explaining all the cuts, all the byproduct. We have a nice head all on the wall, like you can say, and we're explaining the hides, the horns, the skull, and all the wool. We're making wool. So that's what we do. So, and after 25 minutes, we change places, and the people at the boutique is going in the field. And I have to tell you, one time something really, really fun happened. I understand when it's a bus, the timing is really important. And my husband went with half the group, and we were timing 50 minutes, and 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and the lady who organized the tour was with me, and she said, "You're not respecting your time, and what's happening?" I said, "He doesn't have his cell phone, I don't, but you know that there's a little female that got the birth in front of the group, so they did not want them to leave. They want the baby to go up, and it was so when she came, the group came by. They explained, "Oh, it was so nice," and all the people were saying, "Okay, we missed that," but believe it or not, and that's really a true story. When they went with the second group, she had twins.
Oh, it's a miracle. You made up this story.
I would have think perhaps, but not. Oh, no, it was, and it's like wasn't important anymore the time. So they, but it was a little bit a sad story because at the end, when my husband came back, I said, "Incredible." He said, "Yeah, but when the second arrived, she did not want the first."
Oh.
So we checked 3-4 hours, and she really did not want the first. She had a choice, and she took the second one. So I was so sad, and we went and we catch the little one, and we feed him for 2 weeks, and he died at the end. But you know, bison, it's really animal that. We're leaving the nature go. Yeah. Perhaps he had something and she had to choose, and she
So it's not common that they have twins.
No.
It's only one.
It's one 9 months pregnancy, but it's really, and that story, it's a
so maybe it's because they know that they're not able to raise two.
If you're ready, we can go see the herd.
Oh, okay.
So you can see that here in our herd we have 2 big bulls. So those 2, and we have smaller bull that, you know, look what he's doing. He wants to impress the female because we're in the middle of the reproduction, and it's all naturally done. It's not doing manually. It's really, we have a bull and we hope he do his job. Right.
Give it on your face.
Yay!
Oh, and he has the authority.
You can see. His weight is 2,200 pounds.
Wow.
We have a little. So that's a little baby that was born in spring. So it's really small when she gives birth. It's around perhaps 25 to 35 pounds.
Wow.
Is it on pound or in kilo that it's better? 12 to 20 kilo. To impress. And every 2 years and a half, you're doing your show. And he's the boss, and you can see.
Yeah.
And when he's arriving, he's orange at the time. So he's a spring baby, but first, in the first one arrived, so that's why he's a bit darker than the other. You know, a bison, they can start to reproduce at 2 years and a half, and they grow over 8 years. So he has around 9 to 10 years. And they can live up to half. She'll have a baby every year until 12. At 12, they often jump a year. So it's 50-50 at the end. On long term, it's 50-50. So every year, we often buy some herb. Because we have a nice region, La Naudière, and we have a lot of visitors coming. But there's people in Quebec that doesn't have visitors. You know, when you go in north of Quebec, Lac Saint-Jean, other places, the tourist is not more and more like us here. So we decided that instead of growing up our herd a lot, we're buying when we need.
You have horse in your farm?
We have only 3 horses, just for the family.
I knew it. She wants to be on camera. She's running out.
Come and Terre. We have to be precautious in any time. You never know. I can go inside. It's only me.
How about your children and your husband?
Non,
Not even?
non, faut pas qu'il rentre.
Non, je sais. La laisse lâcher.
Ouais. Ok, parce que
ici.
she doesn't like this.
La laisse lâcher.
No. Because they do probably, but she doesn't have the naturally to be in a herd. She was always alone.
She might be attacked like your other.
Yeah, wild geese. Yeah, Canada geese. Yeah, and so that's it. So that's what I did. So when I noticed, I said, okay, I mostly put her in the field, and I left her there. And yeah, no problem. But people, they like when it's cozy, and we often pass through here, and if it's a big group, we're doing it underneath the tent. And that name is our brand mark. So it's our own. And the nature one is my mother recipe. Love the rustic one is half bison meat, and the other half is heart and liver of bison. So it's more tasty. So we have prepared for you the taste. We could have put a little mustard. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to taste?
Yes.
This one. So no, it's okay. So this one, it's really not strong like taste, but we can have sausages, meat pies, cut meat, all kinds of. We have bison with pork. They often mix a lot of mixing with pork.
Merci.
Here you go. It's my pleasure.
Well, thank you very much. Interesting.
Yeah. So have a nice visit here.